Alright, gather round, folks, because you are not going to believe this story. So, picture this. Gru, our favorite reformed supervillain, finally decides he needs a break. A real vacation. Sun, sand, no world domination plots. You get the picture. But this leaves one massive, banana yellow question. Who's going to look after the girls? Margot, Edith, and Agnes. Now, Gru, in a moment of either genius or pure desperation, looks at his loyal, goggle-wearing army and thinks, perfect. He puts the minions in charge. Yes, you heard me. The minions. Babysitting. What could possibly go wrong? He leaves a giant, color-coded binder titled The Official Child-Rearing Manual, complete with emergency contacts and a strict no shrink raise policy. He kisses the girls goodbye, waves at the sea of yellow faces, and drives off, blissfully unaware of the beautiful chaos he's just unleashed. The head honchos for this mission. Kevin, naturally, taking his leadership role very seriously, armed with a whistle and a tiny clipboard. Stuart, who brought his guitar, convinced that lullabies are the key to everything. And Bob, clutching his teddy bear, Tim, ready to be the official director of hugs. The first 5 minutes are surprisingly peaceful. The minions are trying their best. One is attempting to read a bedtime story, but it's upside down and in minionese, so it sounds more like a recipe for a banana smoothie. Another is trying to demonstrate proper toothbrushing technique, but ends up with foam all over his face, looking like a tiny, yellow Santa Claus. It's adorable chaos. But then, the first real challenge arrives. Agnes, with her big, hopeful eyes, declares, I want a unicorn. A real, live, fluffy one. Oh no! You could see the panic in the minions' eyes. A real unicorn? Gru's manual definitely did not have a chapter on mythical creature procurement. Kevin calls an emergency huddle. They chatter and debate in their high-pitched language. Stuart suggests just playing a song about a unicorn. He gets a bonk on the head for that. Then, a light bulb goes off above one of the minions' heads. Literally, another minion is holding a light bulb over his head. Their plan is brilliant in its absurdity. They find the fluffiest, whitest goat in the neighborhood, give it a thorough, bubbly bath, and then the arts and crafts come out. They glue a traffic cone, painted glittery rainbow, to its head. They tie fluffy pink pillows to its feet for cloud-walking boobs. A unicorn. They present this masterpiece to Agnes. She stares at it. The unicorn lets out a very goat-like bark and tries to eat the hem of her overalls. The minions hold their breath. Agnes's eyes widen, and she shrieks with delight. He's so fluffy, and he talks funny. I'll call him Sparkle Munch. Crisis averted. The minions pat each other on the back, feeling like childcare champions. But peace is a fleeting thing in this house. Next up, Edith. She's in her full-on ninja phase and decides the living room is her personal She's leaping off the sofa, doing somersaults over the coffee table, and demanding worthy opponents for a battle to the finish. The minions, not wanting anyone to get hurt, try to distract her. They offer her a banana. She karate chops it in half. They try to get her to play a board game. She uses the pieces as throwing stars. Kevin, seeing his authority being challenged, blows his whistle frantically. It's time for Plan B if you can't beat M. Join M. A montage of madness begins. The minions construct an epic pillow and blanket fort that spans the entire downstairs. They don foam noodle swords and old pot lids as shields. An epic, fluffy battle ensues. Pillows fly through the air like fluffy cannonballs. Stuart provides the battle music on his electric guitar. Edith is having the time of her life, leading her yellow army into glorious, soft combat. The living room looks like a goose had a pillow fight with a hurricane, but Edith is laughing, and that's a win in the Minion Handbook. Just as the pillow war winds down, a new problem emerges. Margot, the ever-sensible one, is trying to do her homework, but it's complicated math full of X's and Y's. She groans in frustration. I'll never get this. It's impossible. The minions, seeing her distress, gather around the table. They squint at the textbook, turn it sideways, and start pointing and chattering. Their approach to algebra is unconventional. One minion starts drawing bananas to represent the variables. The equation to x plus y equals 10 becomes 2 bananas plus 1 ... papaya ... equals 10 delicious fruits. Another minion, a tech genius, tries to build a giant calculator out of cardboard boxers and blinking Christmas lights. It doesn't actually calculate anything, but it makes impressive boop beep noises. Margot watches the spectacle, initially annoyed, but then she starts to giggle. The sheer ridiculousness of it all is contagious. Seeing the problem from their bizarre, fruity perspective actually helps her look at it differently. She realizes she was just overthinking it. Wait a minute, she says, a smile spreading across her face. If the banana is 3 ... then ... oh. I get it. She scribbles down the right answer. The minions erupt in a massive cheer, lifting her up on their shoulders as if she just won a Nobel Prize. Who knew minion math was the secret to academic success? With all 3 girls happy, you'd think the minions could finally relax? Wrong! The doorbell rings. It's the girl's snooty neighbor, who always complains about the noise. Before Margot can even answer, a minion dressed in a tiny butler outfit swings the door open. The neighbor starts to complain, but she's stopped mid-sentence by the sight. The minions have redecorated. The unicorn goat is chewing on her prize-winning rose bushes. The living room is a mountain of pillows, and Stuart is playing a rock and roll solo on the roof. The neighbor is speechless. Bob walks up and offers her a flower, which the goat promptly eats. She just turns around and walks away, shaking her head. Another victory for the minions. As night falls, it's time to get the girls to bed. This is the final boss battle of babysitting. Agnes wants one more story about Sparta. Edith wants to camp in her pillow fort. Margot just wants to read her book in peace. The minions split up. One group acts out a grand finale for the unicorn story, complete with dramatic fainting. Another group sets up a campsite for Edith, complete with a flashlight for telling spooky stories and a minion making cricket noises. And for Margot, they build her a quiet little reading nook, bring her a glass of milk, and stand guard like tiny yellow gargoyles to ensure no one bothers her. Finally, one by one, the girls drift off to sleep, each with a smile on her face. The minions, exhausted but triumphant, quietly tiptoe out of the rooms. They gather in the wrecked living room, covered in glitter, pillow feathers, and goat hair. They look at each other, and a single, unified, soft bellow of success is whispered. The next day, Gru comes home. He walks in, takes one look at the absolute total. Beautiful disaster thee, traffic cone horn, the pillow mountain, the lingering smell of goat-hand, his jaw drops. He looks at the minions, who all give him the most innocent polka. Look, they can muster. Then, the girls run downstairs, tackling him in a giant hug, all talking at once. We got a unicorn! We had the best pillow fight ever. The minions helped me with my homework. Gru looks from the happy faces of his daughters to the proud, exhausted faces of his minions. He can't even be mad. He just sighs, shakes his head, and a slow smile spreads across his face. Maybe leaving the minions in charge wasn't such a crazy idea after all. It was chaotic. It was messy. But the house was filled with more laughter than ever before. Who needs a boring babysitter when you have an army of banana-loving unicorn wrangling, pillow-fighting agents of chaos? And that's the story of the Great Minion Babysitting Adventure. It just goes to show you, sometimes, the most unconventional solutions lead to the best memories. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this tale of mayhem and minions, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.